Hello and welcome to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and today we have an exciting episode that will help you improve your English speaking skills. And as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Julia. Hey, Julia.
Hey, Jason. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here again. Today's topic is something that every English learner wants to know: how to learn English speaking easily. Many learners struggle with speaking fluently, but the good news is that there are simple and effective ways to improve.
That's right. English speaking is one of the biggest challenges for learners, but with the right techniques and daily practice, you can become a confident English speaker. And in this episode, we are going to share some of the best strategies to make English speaking easy and natural.
Exactly. So if you've ever felt nervous about speaking English or you don't know where to start, this podcast is for you. We'll cover everything, from common challenges to the best ways to practice every day.
And make sure you stay till the end, because we'll also share some powerful motivation tips to keep you going on your English speaking journey.
Yes. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started.
So, before we talk about the best ways to improve your English speaking, let's first discuss the most common challenges that learners face. Julia, what do you think is the biggest challenge?
Great question, Jason. I think one of the biggest challenges is fear of making mistakes. Many learners feel nervous when speaking because they don't want to say something wrong.
That's so true. And because of that fear, many learners stay silent instead of practicing. But the reality is that mistakes are part of learning. Even native speakers make mistakes.
Exactly. Another big challenge is lack of confidence. Some learners know a lot of English words and grammar, but when it's time to speak, they freeze because they're afraid they won't sound good.
Yes, and confidence doesn't come overnight. It grows with practice and experience. But speaking is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Another common problem is pronunciation. Some learners struggle with pronouncing words correctly, and this makes them feel shy when speaking.
Yes, and pronunciation can be tricky, especially with words that are spelled differently but sound the same, like read, past tense, and read, present tense.
Oh yes, English has a lot of tricky words, but don't worry, there are simple ways to improve pronunciation, and we'll talk about that soon.
Another challenge is not having enough opportunities to practice. Some learners don't have English-speaking friends or live in a place where English isn't commonly spoken.
That's a big one. Many learners feel stuck because they don't have a partner to practice with. But guess what? You don't need a partner to improve your speaking.
That's right. And later in this episode, we'll share some powerful techniques that you can use alone to improve your English speaking. So, stay with us.
Yes. So, to summarize, the biggest challenges in learning English speaking are 1. Fear of making mistakes. 2. Lack of confidence. 3. Pronunciation difficulties. 4. Not enough practice opportunities. But don't worry, because next, we'll show you the best methods to learn English speaking easily.
Yes, let's dive into the best techniques that will help you speak English more naturally and fluently. Now that we've talked about the common challenges in learning English speaking, let's move on to the most important part: how to learn English speaking easily. Julia, what's the first method that can really help learners?
The first and most effective method is immersive learning. This means surrounding yourself with English as much as possible. The more you hear, see, and use English, the faster you'll improve.
That's a great point. And you don't have to travel to an English-speaking country to do this. You can create an English environment at home. For example, change your phone's language to English, watch English movies, listen to English music, and follow English-speaking influencers on social media.
Yes, and another powerful technique is called shadowing. This means listening to a native speaker and repeating exactly what they say, copying their pronunciation and rhythm.
Oh, I love the shadowing technique. It helps improve pronunciation, fluency, and confidence. If you're watching a movie or listening to a podcast, just pause after each sentence and repeat it.
Absolutely! Another great method is talking to yourself in English. It may sound funny, but it really works.
That's true. You can describe what you're doing, like, I'm making a cup of coffee, or I'm going to the market. The more you use English in daily life, the more natural it will feel.
Exactly. And if you don't want to talk to yourself, you can use voice assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, or Alexa to practice English conversations.
Great tip. Another important method is learning phrases instead of just words. Many learners memorize vocabulary lists, but it's much better to learn useful phrases and expressions.
Yes. Instead of just learning the word excited, learn a full sentence like, I'm really excited about the weekend. That way, you'll remember how to use the word correctly in a conversation.
And let's not forget about practicing with real people. If you have a friend or a tutor, practice speaking with them as much as possible. But if you don't, you can join online English-speaking communities, language exchange programs, or even Facebook groups for English learners.
Exactly. There are many free websites and apps where you can find speaking partners like Tandem, HelloTalk, and Speaky.
Another amazing method is thinking in English. Julia, can you explain how this helps?
Of course. When learners think in their native language and then translate into English, it slows them down. But if you start thinking directly in English, your speaking will become much faster and more natural.
That's a game changer. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Start with simple thoughts like, what do I want to eat? Or, it's a beautiful day today. The more you do this, the easier it becomes.
Yes, and to wrap up this section, here are the best methods to learn English speaking easily. 1. Immerse yourself in English. Surround yourself with English content. 2. Use the shadowing technique. Repeat after native speakers. 3. Talk to yourself in English. Describe your daily activities. 4. Use voice assistants. Practice speaking with AI. 5. Learn phrases, not just words. Focus on full sentences. 6. Find speaking partners online. Join language exchange programs. 7. Think in English. Stop translating and start thinking in English.
That's a fantastic list. If you use these techniques consistently, your English speaking will improve quickly and naturally.
Yes, and in the next section, we'll talk about how to build a daily English speaking habit so you can stay consistent and keep improving.
Sounds great. Let's get into it. Now that we've talked about the best methods to improve English speaking, let's discuss something equally important: how to build a daily English speaking habit. Because, Julia, as we both know, learning English is not about studying for one day and then forgetting about it, right?
Absolutely, Jason. Consistency is the key to success. If you want to improve your English speaking, you need to practice a little every day. Even 10 to 15 minutes of daily speaking practice can make a huge difference.
That's right. So, let's talk about some practical ways to build this habit. One of the best ways is to set a fixed time every day for English speaking. It could be in the morning when you wake up, during lunch, or before bed.
Yes, just like brushing your teeth or having coffee in the morning, make speaking English part of your daily routine. For example, say 1 or 2 sentences to yourself in English every morning, like, today is going to be a great day, or I have a lot of things to do.
That's a great idea. Another way to build this habit is to talk about your daily activities in English. As you go through your day, describe what you're doing. Like, I'm making tea. I'm going for a walk. Or, I'm reading a book.
Yes, and if you have extra time, keep a daily English-speaking journal. Instead of writing, record yourself talking about your day in English. This will help you track your progress and improve your confidence.
That's a brilliant tip. And here's another one. Use mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror and talk to yourself in English for a few minutes every day. It helps you become more comfortable speaking and improves your body language as well.
I love that. And for those who want more structure, join an online English challenge. There are many 30-day speaking challenges where you get a small speaking task every day.
That's a fantastic way to stay motivated. Also, make English fun. Talk about topics you enjoy. If you love movies, talk about your favorite scenes. If you love sports, describe a match in English.
Yes, when learning is fun, it doesn't feel like a chore. And to make sure you stick to your habit, track your progress. Use a calendar or an app to mark every day you practice English speaking.
That's a great point. Small, consistent efforts add up over time. So let's summarize the best ways to build a daily English speaking habit. 1. Set a fixed time for English speaking every day. 2. Talk about your daily activities in English. 3. Record yourself speaking instead of writing a journal. 4. Use mirror practice to boost confidence. 5. Join an online speaking challenge for motivation. 6. Talk about fun topics to keep learning interesting. 7. Track your progress to stay consistent.
That's a powerful list. If you follow these steps, speaking English every day will become natural and easy.
Exactly. And coming up next, we have the most important part: how to stay motivated to keep learning and improving. So don't go anywhere. Now, let's talk about something that stops many learners from speaking confidently: the fear of speaking English. Julia, have you ever met learners who understand English well but are too afraid to speak?
Oh, all the time. Many learners are scared of making mistakes or worrying about what others will think. But the truth is, making mistakes is part of learning.
Exactly. No one speaks perfectly at first. Even native speakers make mistakes. So, the first tip to overcome fear is to accept that mistakes are normal. The more mistakes you make, the more you learn.
Yes, another great way to overcome fear is to start small. Instead of trying to have a full conversation, begin with simple sentences. For example, practice introducing yourself or ordering food in English.
That's a great tip. And to gain confidence, practice speaking in a safe environment. You don't have to start with strangers. Talk to yourself, record your voice, or practice with a friend who is also learning English.
Right. And if you do talk to others, choose supportive people who will encourage you instead of making fun of your mistakes. A good language partner or tutor can really boost your confidence.
Absolutely. Another way to overcome fear is preparing common phrases in advance. If you know you'll be in a situation where you have to speak English, like at a restaurant or in a meeting, practice some key sentences beforehand.
That's a smart strategy. And here's another one. Focus on communication, not perfection. Your goal is to be understood, not to speak perfectly. Even if your grammar isn't 100% correct, most people will still understand you.
That's so important. And one more tip: change your mindset. Instead of thinking, "What if I make a mistake?" Think, "What if I succeed?" A positive mindset will help you feel more confident when speaking.
I love that. So let's summarize the best ways to overcome the fear of speaking English. 1. Accept mistakes as part of learning. 2. Start small with simple sentences. 3. Practice in a safe environment, alone or with friends. 4. Find supportive speaking partners. 5. Prepare common phrases in advance. 6. Focus on communication, not perfection. 7. Adopt a positive mindset. Believe in yourself.
That's a fantastic list. If you follow these tips, speaking English will feel less scary and more natural.
Exactly. And coming up next, we'll talk about how to stay motivated to keep improving your English speaking skills, so don't go anywhere.
We've covered so many great strategies for learning English speaking, but here's the big question. How do you stay motivated to keep going? Julia, motivation is a challenge for many learners, right?
Absolutely, Jason. Many people start learning English with excitement, but after a few weeks or months, they lose motivation. The key is to make learning fun, rewarding, and part of your lifestyle.
That's right. So, let's talk about some ways to stay motivated. The first one is setting clear goals. If you don't have a goal, it's easy to lose interest. Julia, can you give an example of a good English learning goal?
Sure. A goal could be, I want to hold a 5-minute conversation in English within a month, or I want to watch an English movie without subtitles in 3 months. When you have a clear goal, you stay focused and excited to learn.
Great point. Another way to stay motivated is to track your progress. Keep a journal or use an app to record new words, phrases, or the number of minutes you practice each day. Seeing your improvement will keep you inspired.
Yes, and don't forget to celebrate small wins. Learning English is a journey, and every step matters. If you successfully order coffee in English or complete a full conversation, reward yourself.
That's such a great idea. And to make learning more exciting, connect it to your interests. If you love music, listen to English songs. If you love sports, follow English-speaking commentators. Learning becomes easier when it's connected to something you enjoy.
Exactly. And here's another tip. Surround yourself with English. Change your phone settings to English, follow English-speaking YouTubers, and talk to friends who are also learning English. The more you immerse yourself, the faster you'll improve.
That's a powerful strategy. And one last thing, stay patient and don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. Focus on your progress, not on how fast someone else is learning.
Absolutely. So, let's summarize the best ways to stay motivated. 1. Set clear goals. E.g., hold a conversation, watch a movie without subtitles. 2. Track your progress to see improvements. 3. Celebrate small wins to stay encouraged. 4. Make learning fun by connecting it to your interests. 5. Surround yourself with English in daily life. 6. Be patient and focus on your own journey.
That's a fantastic list. If you follow these steps, you'll stay motivated and enjoy learning English every day.
Exactly. And now let's move to our final part, the conclusion and final encouragement for English learners.
Wow! We've covered so many helpful tips today. From understanding common challenges to learning the best methods, building daily habits, overcoming fear, and staying motivated, learning English speaking is definitely possible.
Absolutely, Jason. And remember, progress takes time. The most important thing is to keep practicing and never give up.
Exactly. To all our listeners, start small, be consistent, and enjoy the process. Even if you only practice for 10 minutes a day, you're getting better.
And don't be afraid to speak, make mistakes, and learn from them. Confidence comes with practice.
Before we go, we have a challenge for you. Practice speaking English for at least 5 minutes today. You can talk to yourself, record your voice, or have a short conversation with a friend.
That's a great challenge. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our podcast for more English learning tips.
Yes, and leave a comment. What's your biggest challenge in learning English speaking? We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for listening, and remember, you can do this. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be speaking English with confidence.
That's right. See you in the next episode. Happy learning!